So this is a Bailey Senator Louisiana. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake is all something we'll demonstrate to you in person here on site. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle tie downs in the front, two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles is the maximum you can carry on board the van. Then you've got your gas regulator on the bulkhead and your gas pipe work coming down. It's a reverse thread fitment that goes into the gas bottle itself, and you've also got your spare wheel in the front locker. Down the side of the van, you've got a barbecue gas point here, so you can have barbecue connected. You've got your wind down legs on either side of the caravan that are there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. If you lifted the caravan with these, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You've then got your battery box of the caravan, battery in there to demonstrate the mover, and then we've got the mains power lead coming to the side of the van. So you can have a 110 amp battery in there. As long as it's a low top style battery, you'll be absolutely fine with the battery in there. You've got your water pump connection or your water pipe pickup that pushes into the side of the van and locks into place, and you've got the pipe work that drops down inside the aqua roll itself. Then got your gas flue for the heating and hot water system, so you pull this cover off before you ignite anything on gas. It's essentially there to allow the gas system to breathe on board the van. Then got our fridge vents. The fridge vents are there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit, and on the top one here you'll actually notice there's a gas flue as well for when you're operating the fridge on gas, and it also takes in some cool air and lets the hot air at the back of the unit. Wheels and motor mover. The motor mover will be demonstrated while you're here on site, and we'll torque the wheel nuts so you can see they're tightened to the correct manufacturer's setting. Then got our grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van, and then pipes will drop down into the waste master, and they go into the larger diameter circle holes on the outside. On each side of the rear of the van, you've got your wind down stabilising legs. We haven't got them down at the moment, but by the time you get here to collect the caravan, both the wind down legs will be in place, or one of the wind down legs on the back will be in place. Again, they are just there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. On the door side of the caravan, you've got your toilet flush tank just here. So this takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. Just open it up with a key and it'll allow you to put the water in. And down the bottom here, we've got the toilet flush tank, which you remove by pulling up the handle and pulling it towards you. The neck turns out so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your blue fluid. And then on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button so you can let the pressure out the cassette while you're tipping the waste away. But like I said, it'll take 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. Then got a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. So if you want to have an awning up, then you can put power out and it'll allow you to use lights, etc. inside your awning. Coming inside the van, we've got the main control panel for the caravan. So you've got your master power switch, 12 volt interior lights, your gas box light for the front of the van, your voltmeter at the top, your water pump run, and your awning light. So to fill the water system on this particular caravan, you're going to need to come underneath the seat on the right hand side of the van. You're going to find the yellow valve underneath the seat, which is just, when I can see it myself, down the side of the hot water tank just there. Can't quite see it in the video, but it's just underneath that red pipe. To fill the water system, that yellow valve needs to be parallel with the floor before you try and fill the water system up. If it's upright, then it will drain all the water back out of the water system and onto the floor underneath the caravan. So to fill the system, parallel with the floor with the yellow valve. You'll then come over to each tap on board the caravan, open all the taps up on the hot side. As you can see, I've already filled the system, but you'll open all them taps up on the hot side. That's the sink in the kitchen, the sink in the bathroom, and the tap on the shower. You'll then come to the control panel by the door, and you'll put it on pump run. So you put it onto the tops here, and the water system will start filling up from that pump. I'll explain the onboard tank when you're here on site. So like I said, with all the taps open, you'll turn the pump on. And then once you've got water flowing continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, the water system will look a bit like this. At that point, you can turn off the taps and you'll be able to start warming the water on board the caravan. Very simple to do. You've got a control panel, you've got 2 controls just down below the seat on the right hand side of the caravan. You've got your electric water heater, so when you connect it to mains, you can just turn that on. That will allow the water system to warm up. Then above that, you've got your gas option. Very simple to use again. You can spin the dial around to the gas symbol on the side here. As long as the cover is removed on the outside and the gas is turned on, it will self-ignite. And there is a green pilot light behind that cover. That green pilot light is essentially your pilot light for the heating water system. and there is also a red light behind that that's just come on. That red light means it has failed to ignite because there's no gas on the caravan at the moment. Essentially, whatever number you put above the green light on this dial, between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature, is the temperature the water will warm up to. If you're going to shower on board the van and you're using the electric as the power source, I would advise you also ignite the gas system while you're showering, because it will boost the water system a lot quicker than the electric side. So that's your heating and hot water on gas and electric. Down at the bedroom end of the caravan, you have your controls for your electric heating. So you turn the main power switch on here at the bottom, which will in turn put power to the switch above. Now, depending on what caravan site you're on, you'll have either 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power available. To select the power source you have available on the site you're on at that time, for instance, you can select the 500 down the side here, the green light will appear, and then you can control the temperature of your heater on the dial in the centre here. The higher you go with the number, again, the number you're setting the heater to needs to be above the green light, will be the heat the heater warms up to. Now, obviously, if you've got a site with 2000 watts of power available, the heater is going to be a lot more efficient than it would be if you're on a site with 500 watts of power available. So it will all depend on the site power that is available to how well the heating warms up and how quickly it warms up. For instance, like I said, if you're on a 2000 watt site, it's going to be a lot more effective than the 500 watt. Turn the heating back off there. Best way of finding out what power source you've got available on the site is by asking the site office when you arrive on that site. You can also run your heating system on gas, and you've got a gas dial up on top of your heater. You spin the dial around between 10 and 9, press down the gas valve when the gas is turned on, and in the window at the front where your pilot light is, when the system ignites, you'll have a pilot light in that window. And when it does ignite, you'll hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve, and you'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. To turn it off, you'll spin it to the off position just here. Around the caravan, you'll notice you've got blown air vents. So as you can see, down below the cabinet there, you'll see them 2 vents, and you've got others dotted around the caravan as well. What you should do at that point is, if you want to use blown air heating, you'll select your fan speed on this dial on top. You can either then select continuous blown air by flicking the switch over to the wave symbol just here, or you can put it onto the A on the right hand side, which will cut in and out with the thermostat on board the van. If you haven't got the heating turned on and you want to use continuous blown air as a fan, you can do that by just flicking it over to the fan symbol also. The dot in the centre will only allow the heat to come out the front of the heater, and the A on this side is automatic blown air, where it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van. Next thing we go to is the fridge. To turn the fridge on, very simply, you press the button in the centre here, press and hold, and the fridge will kick in. There we go. What you can then do is select the different power sources by pressing mode. So at the moment, as you can see, it's flashing. It looks like it's flashing, but it's not in real life. 240 volt, and then your temperature control for 240 mains on the right hand side. You've then got your gas option. Again, the fridge will self-ignite on gas. You don't need to do anything at all. As long as you bled the gas system through to the hob, which is the last point on the gas system, then in theory it should ignite straight away. And if you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, and you connect it to a car at the front of the caravan, then you can use 12 volt mode to use the fridge as a cool box, as I said, which means the beers and wine will be nice and cold when you arrive on site. On gas or mains, you control the temperature on the dial, on the button on the right hand side, and the higher you go, obviously, the colder the fridge will be. Cooker works very much the same as a household cooker, hob, grill and oven. Like I said, all the same as household appliances, no differences at all there. Last thing we go through on the inside of this Bailey Senator Louisiana is the toilet system. You've got the electric flush up here on top of the toilet system, which you fill from the outside. You've got your full indicator light for your toilet waste cassette, so that light will appear red when the cassette is completely full. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience, so you can spin the toilet seat round to the position you want it to be in. However, if the toilet cassette isn't square with the back of the toilet when you release the cassette from underneath the van, as it is now, you won't be able to release the cassette due to the fact it's got 2 lockout tabs on the bottom of the seat that goes onto the top of the toilet waste cassette. It'll actually stop you from removing that cassette also if the flap is open. So down the front of the toilet, the flap I just alluded to is the toilet waste flap, which you can open up to allow the toilet waste into the cassette under the van. If that's shut, the toilet waste won't go down inside that cassette. So that is the Bailey Senator Louisiana. If you have any further questions on this caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site when you collect your caravan later today. Thank you for now. Bye bye.